Florida teachers are being told to remove books from their classroom libraries or risk felony prosecution, and some of them might even lose their teaching license. Teachers in Manatee County, Florida are being told to make their classroom libraries and any other unvetted book inaccessible to students or risk felony prosecution. The new policy is part of an effort to comply with new laws and regulations championed by Governor Ron DeSantis. It is based on the premise promoted by right-wing advocacy groups that teachers and librarians are using books to, quote, groom students or indoctrinate them with leftist ideologies.
That's
One
true.
teacher even took to social media and said, "My heart is broken for Florida students today as I am forced to pack up my classroom library due to the new law that went into effect on December 31st.
Well, you heard the news. What's up, guys? Vince Dow here. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you are new. And be sure to go subscribe to Informed with Anthony while you're at it. He's the video you just saw. Shout out to him. Go subscribe and check out the podcast we did together a few weeks ago. Okay, so as you heard, the state of Florida is now threatening teachers with felony arrest if they do not comply with the state education policy. This is simply enforcement of the recent laws DeSantis has signed that basically say you can't show disgusting, sexually perverted material to young children. And let me be straightforward about this. I 100% support this response from the state of Florida. No brainer. But I know it's going to make a lot of even conservatives uncomfortable. Because it sounds scary. He wants to arrest teachers? That's a bit much. That's kind of authoritarian. And to right-wingers who say that, God bless you. I'm sure you mean well. But simply, you are not serious. If you are against this, if you are against using political power to stop the indoctrination of your children, then you are not serious about combating woke education. And you know what? Forget the term woke education, because I know that's what I titled this video, but let's call it like it is. Sexual perversion of children. Because these aren't just books calling George Washington a racist or something. These are disgusting sexual books being shown to little kids. That's what so easily justifies a felony. Not just losing your teacher's license, because I think that showing that stuff to school children should be a crime, and a pretty big one. I don't think this take is that controversial. But the issue is that conservatives are scared to use power. That's what it is. Every right-winger who feels uncomfortable over this is simply uncomfortable because we, for once, are using power to stop the things that we constantly cry about being so bad. We are so used to watching segments of Fox News crying about something. We're not very used to a Republican governor saying, okay, well, now it's illegal. I understand it's new, I understand it's scary, but this is what needs to be done. Get on board or get out. And you know what else? All that this is enforcement of state law. And most Republicans supported the law that was passed. They're just now getting timid that the state is actually enforcing the law. Like, really? Come on. No, this is exactly what needs to happen. If you break state law, you lose your job. You may even face charges. That's how laws work. I'm sure that's how they work in California. Do you think California is tolerant of teachers breaking their education policies? What would California do if a teacher tried to read the Bible or even just refused to teach mandated LGBT history or something? Do you think they wouldn't get in trouble? Of course they would. Why should it be any different in red states? We also have beliefs, we have values, we have laws of our own. Why should we tolerate the schools that we pay for teaching things that go against those values and laws? We shouldn't. And huge props to Ron DeSantis for this, for actually enforcing his own policies. Because I will say, one of my criticisms of him has been that a lot of the based stuff he's done is kind of performative. Just one example is the mask mandates in K through 12 education. So, fall 2021, Ron DeSantis says school districts are not allowed to implement mask mandates. It's illegal. Okay, that sounds good. But what happened? Orlando, Miami-Dade, a lot of school districts just basically said, no, we're going to do that anyway. And to my knowledge, that was basically the end of that. Blue areas just defied him. There wasn't really any enforcement, and that was it. But now he's saying, no, you defy our laws, you're getting fired, you're going to jail. We're not playing around here. And that's how you do it. And you know what? That's not only how you protect our children, which is the most important part, obviously, but that's also how you use power to make your state more red, more conservative. I mean, you heard in that video, that librarian said she had to close her library. Here's my question. How many left-wing teachers and just left-wing people in general are going to leave Florida as a result of these policies? Quite a few. It's going to add up over time. Trust me, that's what happens when you use state power. Not just to hold it, like so many Republicans have done, but to assert your will with it. I'll bring up California again. How many conservatives have fled California because of the politics? A lot, including yours truly. Why? Because liberal politicians have deliberately used power to make their states unlivable for conservatives. And what I'm saying is we need to do the same. We need to make conservative states unlivable for liberals. And that doesn't mean do anything crazy or deliberately sabotage things. It simply means pass conservative policies that you know they're gonna hate. That's all there is to it. So props to DeSantis for doing that. And here's the last thing I will say. What I just mentioned, the usage of state power, is unironically going to be the most important thing conservatives can do over the next decade. Because let's be realistic. I'm not saying we can't win 2024, but federal politics is going to be hard. That much is obvious. Even if we win, it's going to be hard to win the supermajority necessary to do anything. So the most important thing we can do in the immediate future is start building strong states who won't wait for the federal government to give them permission. And you see that starting in Florida, in Texas, now Arkansas and Missouri. This is what we need. We need strong leadership at the state level. And this honestly can be a strong argument for why DeSantis should finish his term. You know, I know most of the time when you hear people say DeSantis shouldn't run for president, he needs to stay in Florida. It just sounds like a selfish Floridian who wants him to stay in Florida. But there is actually truth to the idea that the statewide movement Ron is helping to start could be more important for the American right than anything that happens in the federal government for the next 10 years. But I don't know. That's just a thought. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And that'll do it here today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are new. I know we got a lot of new people, so hi. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you. And until next time, Alpha Moves Only. God bless and peace.